We're going to have a no makeup first thing in the morning on a walk writerly rant. Hello and good morning. I'm on a walk and it's raining, and so hopefully you'll probably be able to hear my umbrella. My umbrella has some holes in it, so this will be fun. I really don't mind, but today I'm going to talk about how you know that your book is good enough. And you can apply this to anything. It doesn't have to be a book. It can be, your art or your YouTube videos or your Pinterest board, whatever you're into. This is my view right now, and it's really pretty. I love walking when it's raining. And so sorry it's jiggly. I did not bring a stick or anything. I thought about this because I used to wonder all the time, and I still wonder, are my books good enough? Because right now I have very minimal sales. So it's like, is that why nobody's buying them? Is because they're just crap and nobody's gonna like them. And I thought about it last night, and gosh, I got so many ideas of what to say. So hopefully I can say it as flowy as I had it in my mind last night. And I did write down a lot of notes, but we'll see if I can do it. I'm gonna apply it specifically for books, but how you know your book is good enough? You originally had that idea to write the book, and that came from somewhere, whether that's inside of you, whether it was divinely guided, or just that urge to want to do it. And number two, you did it. You wrote it. Let's assume you have the book. And then you edited it, right? You edited it, and then you have your manuscript and it's ready to go. You maybe sent it to an editor, got it back, probably edited it 15 more times. And to me, just that is enough to know you've spent time on it, you've combed it for errors, you've combed it for plot holes, and tried to make the characters as best as you could and lively on the page. And that in itself makes it that so it's a good book. And the rain is really picking up here. I just love it. I love walking outside in any kind of weather but icy. I don't want to slip and fall and hurt my knees and then wouldn't be able to walk anymore. So anyway, I think back to when I first started writing. It was 3 years ago, and I don't know how many times I've said, yeah, I'm writing, but I don't know if it's any good. I'm not really sure. And I stopped that. I recently, honestly, and that's why I'm sharing this with you, is because it is kind of fresh. And I'd like to think that my books are good, because why else would I be spending so much time on it and dedicating so many hours to it? Because I like it. I love to write. And I was kind of picturing two different people. One is sitting at the computer and her head is in her hands, she's kind of dinking away and she's not having a good time. She doesn't have faith in her book, but she's pushing forward anyway because she wants to get done, and she doesn't believe in that book. And it's making her time that she spends on that book miserable. And then she goes away from her writing session and does not feel the joy from it. She just is down in the dumps and is like, well, yeah, I got a couple hours in, but whatever, it's not that great anyway. And then I think of the other person who loves their book, who tells themselves that they love their book and that it's a great book and that hundreds or thousands of people are going to read this book and they're going to love it too. And they're going to be waiting for the next one in the series or just the next one that you write. This person's writing session is completely different. She can't wait to sit down at her computer, and she has strung lights around it, maybe lit a candle, has some crystals out and her favorite tea, and her fingers are flying across the keys because she just cannot get the images out of her mind and the words that have come to her throughout the day. And she spends longer than she thought. Time just flies by in a snap of a finger. And when she's done, she feels elated and joyful. And she walks away and can't wait to come back to her writing session. And those two different scenarios are mainly different because of mindset and believing in yourself and believing that your books are good and that you're worthy to write them and that your readers are worthy to read them. There are billions of readers out there and so many genres that they want to read. Some people read 3 or 4 books a week, and your book deserves to be in front of them because you've worked on it. You've had this passion and this will and determination to write it, to edit it, and to spend your time on it and to love it. And to sit there after all that work is done and say, yeah, but I don't think it's a very good book. I think you do. I think you do think it's a good book. So throw that thought aside and replace it with something more positive. I think this is a great book. People are going to love to read it. And that mindset shift will get you so much further and will bring you so much more joy than sitting there thinking that your writing isn't very good. So that's all I wanted to say today. Hopefully we can start rewiring our brains to believe in ourselves as writers and creatives and know that there are people out there who are going to love your books and your work as much as you do and spend their own time on it. And hopefully this helps you kind of switch your mindset a little bit, or at least begin to start doing that. All that to say that you've spent time with your book. You've nurtured it. You've edited it the best that you can. And you're not working on a bad book. If you've edited it and gone through it at least 3 or 4 times and have had something of an editor, even if it's a friend, you like the book. Like, you don't need a reader to tell you that they like the book in order for you to like the book. It's okay. You should like your books. And I kind of want to just say this. Deep down, like, don't you know it's good? Would you really be working on a crappy book? Would you still be spending all of your free time and hours and hours that it takes to write a book if you thought it was crappy? And just let's kind of try and get down on, or get over that hump of doubt, because that's what's holding you back. And that doubt that, what are people going to say if I publish my book? And that just needs to be switched with a positive way of thinking. And I know it's easier said than done. Okay, I can just go on a walk and say this, but really switch it with, oh, so many people are going to love this book because I love it. And these are the books that I like to read and write, obviously, but I loved reading this book enough to read it 10 times. But that's all I have for today. Now I'm going to put this away and really kick up my speed and do my, what I call crazy lady walking and talking, where I talk like I'm sitting down at an interview and I'm telling somebody in a couple of years how my author business has just been booming and how I've built this wonderful community, just like this one here. I like you guys so much. It's just so awesome to have you. But I like to talk like it's already happened, and it really boosts my day. So if you're interested in coming along with me on one of these crazy lady walk and talks, then let me know in the comments, and maybe I will be bold enough to film myself and what I say, because that is so uplifting for me. It really works to boost my spirits. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.